it's your special time, and I appreciate that. That's sweet. Does she like to sniff your hair like Biden does?
I'm pleased to say that my lovely wife is not quite as creepy as the leader of the free world. Can you tell us this extraordinary story about your president?
No, stop calling him my president, or we are going to not be friends anymore, Mark. He is not. I do not take ownership of this man. This happened on Friday at a community college in the great state of California. And a young woman, I believe she was 17 years old, was there to see him speak. He was supposed to be there to talk about inflation. How can we lower costs? And lowering the cost of medication, which I really, that's something that I'd love to see happen in our country, lowering the cost of medications. Except all of the headlines aren't about that. The headlines are about creepy Joe Biden putting his hands on a young woman's shoulder and then giving her some advice about her sex life, telling her to hold out on serious guys until she's at least 30 years old.
Yes, I don't know if we've got the clip. Have we got the clip, folks? We do. Thank you so much. OK, Chloe and Tom and Robin, roll VT.
Now, the very important thing I told my daughter and granddaughters, no serious guys till you're 30.
Okay. No what?
No serious guys till you're 30.
I'll keep that in mind.
OK, let's just walk this one through, shall we? He puts his hand on the shoulder of this minor. She's going to be, what, 13, 14 years of age?
I couldn't find the exact age. I thought she was 17, but 17? She does look much younger than that.
Essentially, but he's talking to a teenager about her sex life. He's in his late 70s. And what was his line about relationships?
Hold out on serious relationships until you're 30. I would have said, like, avoid Hunter Biden at all costs. That's what my advice would have been. Stay away from my son. But no, it's so weird. Why go there? And he does this all the time, Mark. Like, he makes these jokes all the time about women and dating. And it's just like, ew, gross. Just focus on why you're here. Tell me that I can get my insulin for cheaper. Like, what's up?
It also doesn't fit with his image as being very much a sort of woke, politically correct lefty, does it?
Well, he's never fit in much with that image. I mean, I had this conversation with you before that it really depends on who he's in front of. If he is in front of a Jewish community, he'll say, "Oh, I've spent much more time, I've spent much more time in the Jewish church than you." Or if he's in front of a group of African Americans, he'll say, like, "I grew up in the black church." Like, it truly does, like, depend on who he's in front of. He caters to whatever market he's in front of. And I'll say, well, I know we make fun of his brain. Sometimes I wonder if he struggles to communicate because he's just so busy trying to impress the person he's in front of. Yeah. And maybe he assumes that young girls want to joke about dating in their 30s. I don't know.
But also, he's known, isn't he, for sniffing children's hair? Can you tell me about that? Because I wouldn't do that. My children have got disgusting, dirty hair.
Yeah, so Google it, and you will see. It's not just young. It's like Eva Longoria, the actress. He loves to lean into women and kind of smell them. I don't know what that's about. Maybe that's his what he likes, but I hope to avoid him at all costs because of it.
If you were to meet the president, would you let him have a sniff, Kinsey?
No, I cannot believe you asked me that. Absolutely not, Mark. No way in Hades.
Well, I tell you, I can't say I wouldn't be tempted because you always look like you just stepped out of the salon.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. But no, I think that it doesn't reflect well. And it feels kind of hypocritical when Trump received so much criticism for his behavior towards women. And I will say that there was some stuff that crossed the line, but you should be equal in your coverage of both of these men.
I agree with you there. Let's talk about Donald Trump, who is in legal hot water, Kinsey.
That's right. So he's been subpoenaed to talk about or to testify in front of the January 6th committee. And, He's actually kind of excited about it, surprisingly. Now, he says that he might be willing to do this testimony if he can do it live on television. You know, Donald Trump, he is the ultimate spin doctor. If he does testify, and he would have to do so under oath, he risks perjury charges if he were to lie. But alternatively, if he challenges the subpoena in courts, that process could take months. In a Truth Social post on Thursday, he described the committee as a giant scam presided over by a group of radical left losers and two failed Republicans. Paul Ryan, who was the Speaker of the House during the Obama administration, never really got along with Trump. They butted heads a lot when Trump first started to campaign as a Republican. He says Trump cannot win in 2024 and says that other members of the GOP, I thought this was interesting, they're too afraid to run against Trump. They don't want to be the first person to come out against him because they know his base is so aggressive and Trump will go after them.
Finally, Kinsey, a warning from Prince Charles to his son Harry.
Yes, we are hearing. We're hearing Prince Charles. It's going to become a drinking game, Mark. We are hearing that Charles says that he will not invite Harry and Meghan to the coronation. They will not have a role within the coronation if Harry's new book is critical of Queen Consort Camilla, which I think we can all agree that would cross a line and is an understandable exchange.
Too right. It's nice to see the King laying down the law at last. A bit of tough love for the spoiled Prince Harry.